Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the third video in the series Working with a Designer, and today I'm discussing the do's and don'ts when giving mid-project feedback. Before we get started, don't forget to hit subscribe to receive notifications on more web design content for small business owners and entrepreneurs. Alright, let's get into it. In today's video, I'll go over a few do's and don'ts when giving feedback after the designer has given you the first draft of the site. This first draft is the first time you'll see the website in its entirety with your branding and copy. Let's start with the do's. Do take the time to look over the site and compare it with your purpose of the site. Did the design meet your goals for the brand? Did it meet the purpose of the site? Really take some time with the site. A good designer or agency would give you 3 to 5 days to look over it, but that's something the two of you can work out. Do make sure it matches the brand guidelines and the story you want to tell. If you provided brand guidelines, did the first draft of the design meet that standard? Aesthetically, did the font, the colors, the placement meet your standards? If not, specifically explain where you want to see that branding. Branding seems like something that, people seem like to care about, but it's really everything, and it will make or break your brand. Do give specific feedback. Most clients won't know the terminology when giving feedback, so a designer shouldn't expect you to know as well. For example, you wouldn't say, hey, can you add 20 pixels of top padding to the section? But you do know that those same sections are too close together and you want more space between them. You could simply explain it that way. I like to give clients permission to screenshot a watermark photo of each page and use it to write notes on it and make any corrections there, because some people are visual. Now let's get into the 3 don'ts. Don't suggest a redesign of the site. Don't do it. Usually it's impossible to do this anyway, because a good designer will have it stated in the contract that the client will have to sign off on the mock-up. But in the event that doesn't happen, please respect the time of the designer who gave you an initial mock-up to approve. Also, it's better to stick with it as a foundation and make improvements from that initial mock-up. Now, what is a redesign? A redesign is a significant change from the approved mock-up that changes the layout. If there's a header, text, and image on a page, for example, and you want to scratch that entire layout and make it a video gallery and add sections that require some coding, that would be considered a redesign. Minor changes include removing, adding buttons, or even a correction to the copy. Anything that's minor and less time consuming would be a reasonable correction. Don't give vague feedback like, I want another photo in this section. If you have additions to make, especially with media, provide it to the designer. Give them the specific photos you would like added. It's completely okay to think that during the design consultation, the initial consultation, that a photo will look better in one place, and then later you find out that it doesn't. That's completely okay. But providing the actual photo or image you would like there would be helpful versus having the designer go through an album of photos and finding the right one. Don't expect the first draft to be near finished. It should go without saying, but a lot of clients see the first draft for the first time and say, oh, I thought it was going to be exactly like the mock-up. Why isn't this or that here? It will look like the mock-up. But sometimes designers need to add placeholders for the first draft. This usually happens when there's some coding or special functionality required to get the desired outcome. In the first draft, designers typically focus on getting the layout correct, then moving to more complicated processes. A lot of times when you start coding a section of a site, for example, moving around the layout or deleting layouts affects how the code works, and the developer wastes time. So it's always best to get the layout approved first and then move into more of those complicated coding situations. Alright, this is just a quick overview of the do's and don'ts of giving feedback during your mid-project when presented with the first draft. To receive more weekly web design and branding content for small businesses and entrepreneurs, hit the subscribe button for notifications. Until next time, thank you for tuning in. You guys take care.